Many people are under the impression that Vic made poor choices with his decisions. But was it poor decision making, or the two things that the Lucchese family is known for? Paranoia and falsely labeling its members. Past performance can sometimes paint a clearer picture. One of those victims was Bruno Facciola. Back in August of 1990, Diaco went to a payphone and received a call from Gaspipe. Gaspipe told Diaco that Facciola was a rat. To bolster the rumor, Gaspipe claimed Facciola was cooperating with the government in an investigation into the murder of Anthony DeLappi. DeLappi was a member of the family who had fell from grace with the bosses. He was a former member of Buddy Luongo's crew in the Bronx. Luongo, if you're familiar with Lucchese history, was a captain slated for leadership that Amuso and Gaspipe disposed of. In a replay of what took place with Luongo, DeLappi was summoned to a meeting in Brooklyn by the Lucchese bosses. Not wanting to end up like Luongo, DeLappi took off and headed to California. However, on February 4, 1990, a Lucchese hit team killed DeLappi in an underground Hollywood garage. On August 24, 1990, Dedone got in touch with Facciola and told him he needed him to make an introduction for him. They took Facciola's car and headed to an auto body garage in Brooklyn, where the meeting was to take place. After parking and walking towards the garage door, Facciola sensed that something was wrong. But what confirmed his suspicion was when the garage door opened and he seen Frankie Lastarino and Richie Tupe Pagliarulo standing there. At that point, Facciola decided to try to save his life and make a run for it. However, in his ailing condition, he was no match for the younger Dedone, who tackled him and dragged him back into the garage. Sadly, at one point, Facciola begged Dedone to let him speak to his daughter one last time, which obviously they didn't let him do. Lastarino stabbed him, and Pagliarulo shot him 6 times. After placing him in the trunk of his car, they stuffed the canary into his mouth as instructed. Bruno Facciola was a loyal soldier for over 30 years, who was actually known to spit in the faces of law enforcement who attempted to get him to talk. In fact, when word of his murder became known to law enforcement, they were completely puzzled because he wasn't known as an informant. The Lucchese is also labeled Picciotto, and on May 8, 1991, he was shot by a Lucchese hit team while at a Staten Island gas station. He survived the attempt, and his sin was pleading guilty on the Windows case without first receiving permission to do so by the bosses. Prior to being shot, Chiodo was not cooperating with law enforcement.